What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with Tactical Gaming, bringing you guys more videos of the proof of the weaponization of the federal government towards any political enemies of the Democrats and also the law abiding American citizens. That's the DOJ, DHS, that's the FBI, ATF, basically any federal law enforcement you cannot trust currently at this moment in time. Why? Because they are doing crap like this. Now, I have not watched this video, but Greg Stube tells whistleblower the FBI has become the guard dog of the federal government. At least that's what I say. That's not the whole finishing, because you can't see it all, because YouTube be stupid. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get into this stuff.
Mr. Friend, do you want to quickly respond to that? Because she cut you off. I want to let you respond to this.
Yeah, I can quickly
Which
respond
not
to that.
too surprising,
so
honestly.
You have to bring up
well, let me help you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So instead of using a SWAT team, if a suspect is being cooperative, and in your testimony and in your experience as an FBI agent, a law enforcement officer, it's not necessary to use a SWAT team to go in with guns ablazing and pulled out and going after an individual.
How much you want to bet this is gonna be about Mar-a-Lago and Trump?
Your testimony.
That's part of my testimony. It's part of what I brought forward in my whistleblower disclosure.
And that's in your experience as how many violent criminals have you arrested?
I've arrested over 150, and I have 5 years of SWAT experience.
And you didn't have to use, there wasn't necessity in some of those circumstances to use SWAT team because the individual was cooperating?
Never a single time.
And in your testimony, the individual that you were referring to that a SWAT team should not have been used on, but was being used on for political purposes, was somebody that was cooperating, correct?
Yes.
Based on your testimony...
That sounds like President Trump.
By the way, I want to thank you guys for being here. I know it takes a lot of courage to do it. I want to thank you for your service as a military veteran myself who served, I was probably in Iraq when some of you guys were there. I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for standing up for the Constitution for America, because I know that this is difficult to go through, what your families are going through, being barricaded out of having your personal belongings, not being able to get pay, the FBI taking away your security clearances so you can't get a job.
Yeah.
I commend you for standing...
I said this in another video before. So, if you work a federal job or any kind of federal security job, right? And it does not matter if your security clearance is revoked, right? There's an investigation done. And that investigation can take up to a couple weeks, to a couple months, to a couple years. Okay? And in that time, you're kind of like in a limbo. So, you can't work, per se, anywhere where there's a security clearance needed. And that's mostly everywhere, especially if it's on base or anything to do federal status, okay? So then you're forced to go get a different job. And for an FBI agent or ATF or, DOJ or anyone who, has that kind of security clearance, they're not going to go to, working at Walmart or Target or, just some low-end security guard job. They're not going to do it. I mean, some will. Some people have done that because it's what they can get, and, they need to feed their families. Most people, no. Because they make decent amount of money.
Up for American values and commend you for standing up for what you believe are huge.
Them losing their security clearance is big deal.
Based on y'all's testimony, the report that we have seen, the FBI has turned into the enforcement arm of the Democratic Party, going after pro-life individuals, going after individuals who were not in restricted areas on January 6th, who were not violent on January 6th, using SWAT teams to go after them to try to intimidate them. And then when officers like yourself, who have served our country, who have served the FBI, who have served in law enforcement, suddenly want to raise concerns and use the whistleblower status to be able to, hey, this isn't right. This isn't the way that we should be treating these individuals. This isn't fair. Suddenly, the FBI is shutting you out, taking away your clearances, taking away your pay, shutting you down so that your families can't even survive financially. So I want to thank you for your testimony here today, and I hope the American people will...
The FBI legitimately destroyed those people's lives to teach them a lesson. But not only them, the FBI currently, right now, all the ones who allowed it to happen, are telling everyone else in the FBI, hey, you step out of line, you sit there and you go above our heads, and you try to like tell anyone anything that shouldn't be told about this office, whether it's good or bad, this is gonna happen to you. That's a scare tactic. That literally every single person who was a part of it should be removed from the FBI. Period.
Gloss over the lies that have been perpetrated on you today for the truth that is underneath every single one of your statements. Egregious abuse, misallocation of law enforcement resources, misconduct in leadership ranks of the FBI. And I've been here 5 years, and during that period of time, Director Wray and AG Garland have both sat in desks
Both
like
should be removed.
under oath and testified that they would not retaliate against whistleblowers.
Which they did.
Understanding, Mr. Friend, that you
so when are they going to be thrown in prison?
At the FBI and
when are they going to be thrown in prison? They spoke under oath. They swore. They gave their word under oath. If you're a normal American citizen, you would be thrown in prison. It is time to grab these dudes up and throw them in prison. Stop playing games and do it. Because the American people who are watching all of this happen right now are getting more frustrated and more angry with how you guys are tiptoeing around this situation. Grab them up, put them in prison. Both of them. And then start going after every single other person who was a part of it and throw them in prison. Because the people aren't going to accept anything less than people being put in prison. Because them sitting all fat and happy in their nice ass fancy houses and their nice expensive ass clothes and cars and all everything else, not going to fly. It is time to stop treating them like they're untouchable. Put them in prison. And I mean bad prison, not federal prison, bad prison.
In order to raise your concerns to your supervisors, is that correct?
Yes.
So you followed inside protocol for the FBI, utilizing whistleblower statute protection, information regulations through the FBI to make your complaints and information be known.
Yes.
And you did that to your supervisors.
3 levels of supervisors.
3 levels of supervisors, and the response to that was losing your security clearance, shutting you out, losing your job, taking away your pay.
That's correct.
I'm so frustrated and angry, and I don't have only a minute and a half left to try to display.
Sir, you're frustrated and angry. Imagine how the rest of this country feels right now. All the tax-paying American citizens who follow the law, all these parents, all the conservatives, all the gun owners, all these people in this country are sick and tired of watching these elites get nothing done and then have nothing done to them when they break the law, and it's clear and obvious as day to everyone that they've been breaking the law. This country is going to head into a lawless hellscape if they keep letting these elites get away with bullshit. Throw Hunter Biden in prison. Throw his father and his family in prison. Throw Hillary Clinton and all the Clintons in prison. And I don't mean all of them, but anyone who's been a part of any shady shit, and that's the majority of all of them. Mayor Garland. Throw all these pieces of crap in prison. Stop playing games. Stop being all nice about it. No. Throw them in prison. Take away their funds, just like how they took away these people's funds for doing their job, for following the law. Take away all their funds and access to their bank accounts and everything else. Take away their homes. Throw them in prison. The American people ain't going to accept anything less. And if you continue to let them, just skate on by, the American people ain't going to be happy, and we're going to take our country back. That's going to be the step. Because it's going to be, we're going to let you, punish these people, and if you don't want to punish these people, we'll take the next step, and the next step is take this country back. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
The level of corruption, weaponization, politicization that has occurred at the highest levels of the FBI and the DOJ, And both Director Wray and Merrick Garland have sat there and testified that there's no retribution for whistleblowers. No, we don't retaliate against whistleblowers, but we have testimony, and I'm a lawyer too.
And not only
is
testimony,
a
proof.
fact in evidence.
There's a paper
that
trail.
Exactly is what is going on. In the
There is a
FBI
paper
and the
trail.
DOJ. Just
Because see, when you lose security clearance, whoever is filing for you to have your security clearance revoked, there has to be paperwork put forth. Okay, it has to be time stamped, dated, and then sent out. Okay, so there's several people who have to see this, sign it, and be okay with it. So there's several people who have their name on those pieces of paper who had their security clearance taken away. And one of those names is going to be FBI Director Wray, because he is the head of the FBI. He is the one who goes yes or no on that final decision. He goes, he's told, okay, why are you revoking their security clearance? Oh, they did this. Okay. Boop, 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 boop. Signed, done, all that. So, there is a timestamp. There's proof. There is proof.
Quickly talk about how the inflation, Mr. Friend, of the domestic violence or the statistics as it relates to January 6th, how they were inflating those statistics to make it look like there was a bunch more cases than there really was.
But typically, you would investigate January 6th as one case with lots of subjects, but instead the decision was made to open up a separate case for every single individual there, and instead of on paper investigating them from the Washington field office, spreading and disseminating those to the field offices around the country, and if the individual lived in that area. So it in fact made it look like there was domestic terrorism cases and activities that were going on around the 56 field offices, when in fact the cases were really all from Washington, D.C., and Washington field office had a task force that was responsible for calling the shots in all those cases.
Damn.
Thank you guys for being here. My time's expired.
Damn. That's not surprising. That's not surprising one single bit. Like, at all. I'm not surprised. But that's it for that one. Like, legit, the FBI had been proven and shown to be the strong arm of the Democratic Party. Now, I am a little sad and ashamed that the dude who is so angry and aggravated and everything else didn't bother to mention the fact that the FBI raided Mar-a-Lago, raided Trump's home, went in all armed up and kitted up and ready to go into that man's home and act as if he's a fucking terrorist or some kind of shit like that. And same thing with the parents and the citizens of the United States. Like, President Trump was one of those people, but they didn't throw that name out there because you can guarantee you they would have. Several Democrats in that freaking sitting there, especially little Miss Pinky over there in the end, would have been having a hoot and a holler. So, that's it for this video. Check out all my other stuff, whether it be YouTube, Tactical Gaming 90, my Rumble, at Tactical Gaming 90, and my Twitch, Ninja Nick 0069. For any channel donations, paypal.me at Nicholas Sheldon, uppercase N, Ickolas, uppercase S, Heldon. All donations will go towards my shooting and gaming content. Hope you all like it, share it, and subscribe. Spread the word, y'all. Catch you from the next one. Later.